Good morning, all. Myself, Dr. Shabnam Shah. So today's our topic is ultrasound in obstetrics and gynecology. Ultrasound in obstetrics. First, ultrasound in obstetrics. So what is ultrasound? So ultrasound is a wave, sound wave beyond the human audible range of frequency greater than 2 megahertz. Sound wave beyond the human audible range of frequency greater than 2 megahertz. So first of all, Ian Donald in Glasgow in 1958 introduced this method of ultrasound in obstetrics. The commonly used frequency range in obstetrics is 3 to 5 megahertz for abdominal transducers and 5 to 7 megahertz for vaginal transducers. Standard ultrasound images Standard ultrasound images, B mode, brightness mode display. M mode is used, brightness mode for the display is used. M mode is used to study moving organs, example fetal heart. Color Doppler and pulse wave ultrasound is also used. Three-dimensional ultrasound is also can give standard ultrasound images. So, color Doppler and pulse wave ultrasound. In this, it is based on the principle of Doppler frequency shift, which means there is a change in frequency and wavelength between incident wave and a reflected wave. Means it is based on the principle of Doppler frequency shift, which means there is change in the frequency and wavelength between the incident wave and a reflected wave. And when the wave interacts with moving structures like red blood cells in umbilical artery, the Doppler shift is audible signal and that can be converted to visual signal. They are known as flow velocity waveform. So, 3D image advantages. What are the advantages of 3D images? 3D images, complex structure viewed in single image. In this, complex structure is viewed in single image. The stored volume hypoplasia can be reviewed at any plane later on without needing the patient. This helps to get a second opinion if required. Again, prenatal diagnosis of certain anomalies is improved. Lifelike photo of 3D image improves antenatal and parental bonding. It calculates tissue and fluid volume. Example, fetal lung volume measurement could be done to predict pulmonary hypoplasia. This is also an important teaching tool. So, indication of first trimester ultrasound. The first one is intrauterine pregnancy. The first one is pregnancy. Then suspected ectopic pregnancy, vaginal bleeding in all the trimesters of pregnancy, fetal anomalies, suspected molar pregnancy, gestational age to diagnose to see gestational age. Again, to diagnose multiple pregnancy. Again, chronicity in multiple pregnancy. To confirm cardiac activity, screening of aneuploidy, again, evaluation of pelvic and adnexal masses in all the trimester of pregnancy. Indication in second and third trimester uh, ultrasound is gestational age, cervical insufficiency, suspected multiple pregnancy, again placenta previa, abruptio placentae, again oligohydramnios, polyhydramnios, amount of liquor to see suspected uterine malformation we can evaluate, and cases with premature rupture of membrane, fetal presentation, whether it is breech presentation, face presentation, any malpresentation or normal presentation, fetal growth, any fetal growth abnormality, whether there is IUGR, whether the growth is normal, that can be assessed. Fetal well-being assessment is it is an important tool for screening the fetal anomalies that we are always used to do at the end of 20 weeks of the pregnancy. The first scanning that we used to do is scanning for fetal anomaly. Again, it is an adjunct to amniocentesis, CVS, chordosynthesis, fetal therapy, and extracephalic version. Again, uterine size either it is more than the gestational age or it is less than gestational age can be evaluated with this scanning. Gestational age dating in pregnancy, it can be done. Gestational age dating is done by biparietal diameter. Again, femoral length, head circumference, abdominal circumference. These are the commonly used parameters for dating the pregnancy and gestational age. Ultrasound in gynecology. This is what we see in obstetrics. Now in gynecology. Gynecology again it is introduced by Ian Donald in 1950. Transabdominal sonography, it is the best used for large mass present in the uterus or ovary. Again, transvaginal sonography, it is done for evaluation of pelvic organs, if possible with transvaginal sonography. Transvaginal color Doppler sonography is also advised in so many conditions. Again, use of ultrasonography in gynecology, specifically in infertility cases, as we had already seen. Follicular studies, for follicular study, ultrasound is commonly done. To detect the correct timing of ovulation, again, ultrasounding is done. Any pelvic mass present for diagnosis, ultrasound is done. Oncology purpose, to diagnose any malignancy involved related to genital tract can be diagnosed. Endometrial disease, endometriosis can be diagnosed, adenomyosis can be diagnosed. Sonography is one of the method where we can diagnose any problem, any pathology inside the uterus. To locate the missing intrauterine device, any contraceptive device placed, if at all it is missing, then we can use ultrasound. And these are the uses of ultrasound in gynecology. Again, sonographically guided procedures, we can see the aspiration of cystic mass present in pelvis. Follicular aspiration, aspiration of tubo-ovarian abscess, and for biopsy purpose in suspicion of malignancy, we can use sonography. Transrectal sonography, here whenever transvaginal sonography is not possible, then transrectal sonography can be done. Canine infusion sonography, SIS. Common indications of SIS is postmenopausal bleeding. If at all female is presenting with bleeding at postmenopausal age, then SIS is indicated. Abnormal uterine bleeding at any age. Recurrent miscarriage, infertility. So this is all about the sonography, ultrasound in obstetrics and gynecology. So if at all you are having any query, please mention in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.